Yo, that's silly.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay Stu, back after a long hiatus with another episode of Cigars, Cocktails, and Conversation. I got two guests here with me. One that you guys probably, he might as well be my co-host, and another new guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Mark. My Twitter handle and Instagram is JY_YOU_ICE.
Oh, you Mark now.
I am.
All right.
My name is Alex Bowmer. You can follow me on Instagram at KingLexington_.
And it's me, Jay Stu, your host. So we got three really good topics today. Before that, we have Rocky Patel Cigars and Cavassier. Shout out to Pharrell, past Cavassier, Busta Rhymes, all of that. But question number one is going to be, what is the best Christmas album ever?
Ever.
Ever. Not this year, not last year, ever.
Oh. It's got to be Gucci Mane's album from 2016.
Burr.
I'll tell you that right now.
Best Christmas album ever.
Because you got to think, if the people back then were able to stream stuff.
Well, I'm starting off with this. Justin Bieber, Under the Mistletoe. The reason I say that is because this album has been in rotation for me for 7 straight winters, bro. I bought that album from Target in 2011, and it's timeless. Justin Bieber, for one, already has hits.
Right.
Number two, the content, the songs, and the vocals, unmatched. And he went and got Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas for You. What's the song? All I Want for Christmas is You.
Uh-huh.
He got her on the remix on the album.
Yeah.
Kills it.
Yeah.
But
I will say, if we're talking about Christmas albums, we have to, like, Justin Bieber, you don't, even though the album as a whole might be a great album, he doesn't have that one song that people are like, ooh, no, turn on Justin Bieber's version. He doesn't have that. Nobody wants to hear that.
Bro,
one
he
song.
was on every commercial that in 2011.
I hear you, but this is what 20 winters later, and Mariah Carey's
It's timeless.
It's classic. That's what I mean. Like, he doesn't have that one song on that album that you could say is, it's a timeless song, and people are going to, when they hear that song, they're going to think that he made that song. That's his song.
But he does have original content. Then the man want to grab Boys the Men.
I hear you.
Man, bro, he snapped. What's your favorite?
I have to say it's Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra. That's real. Frank is definitely top 5. What's yours?
I don't know. It's too many. I love Christmas. It's too many. Like, I don't know about.
Before we start rolling, didn't one of y'all say Ariana Grande?
I love her.
Well, I'm sorry.
So you gonna flex for camera? I swear. When I told y'all what the topics were gonna be, you said Ariana Grande.
She cool. She great, and she has a great Christmas album. But
I haven't heard it yet. I gotta check that.
But as I was saying, when you speak of the greatest ever,
right?
I still can't put that. I can't put her in that category yet.
Well, shit, Bieber one of the coolest R&B people ever.
Now you just
we need a few more decades.
Now you just talking. Bieber ain't dropped nothing relevant.
Not a long time. Not because his last album I didn't like it. Resposado, all of that.
Trash.
But the one before that,
it was good. But
Journals and what was the other one?
Journals was the best thing he ever played.
Yeah,
Hey, Journals, he went dumb.
Journals was a hit. Hey, Journals was a hit.
Hey, I'm a believer.
But you talking about best R&B ever? Nah.
I'm not saying he the best R&B ever, but he top 10.
Top 10?
Jacquees is 10.
You wildin', bro. Did y'all see the meme? It was him singing in the car, and it said, when your car won't start up.
Yeah,
it's like,
he's horrible.
Hey, I'm not a fan of dude.
Yeah, he's bad. He's a bad singer. He sounds like he sang through his nose or something.
I literally know 7 people personally that can sing 10 times better than him.
He's not bad.
He's bad. He's terrible.
He needs a little bit more polish.
He needs
He can get his engineer to clean up the
One of our best friends sings 10 times better than him. Nemo.
Shout out to Nemo. Shout out to Felix.
You need to be
all Leo.
Shout out to the Valley.
Super side note, Candace Price has a song with Keith Sweat, a new song.
Wait, when it's dropped?
I don't know. I saw it on her Instagram though.
Okay.
She back.
Okay.
She's back.
That might be a hit.
Speaking of R&B, she got hits.
Mm-hmm.
Candace had hits.
I'm anticipating
One of the best vocalists out there. Female vocalist, definitely.
Hands down.
Definitely under the radar.
All right. We good on Christmas albums since both of y'all kind of punked out.
I'm not punking out. I'm not saying Ariana Grande is the greatest album, but what I'm saying is Bieber's album doesn't have.
Maybe I should have rephrased the question and said, what is your favorite Christmas album?
My favorite Christmas album?
Well, I don't have to look up
Chance the Rapper.
No.
I forgot about that. That shit was decent. And I'm not a big Chance the Rapper fan.
I loved it. I loved it.
No.
Merry Christmas, little mama.
Hey, Merry Christmas, little mama. That's a hit, Joe.
Ever.
No,
that's
his
that's my favorite. It's fun. It's new. It's something you don't always hear. It's a Chicago spin on Christmas albums, and you know I'm all about Chicago shit.
That's real.
So,
that's real.
shout out to Chance for that. So that's my favorite Christmas album. If we go on Christmas album, that's my favorite Christmas album.
That's fair.
Did Kirk Franklin drop a Christmas album?
I'm pretty sure he did.
What are you with me? Whatever Kirk Franklin drop is my favorite. Whatever he put out, I'm gonna be listening to it.
Actually, the whole Friday After Next soundtrack. All the Christmas songs was fire.
True, but a Chicago spin on a Christmas album, you can't go wrong. I mean, Chicago is the
You get a
man.
little juke, a
Yeah.
little eggnog,
It's like-
some mistletoe.
Come on now, you can do it. You can do it all. Get a juke jam with the mistletoe, eggnog, and Cavassier. Come on, now. Come on now.
That sound like babies. You sound like you're gonna have a baby by the summer.
Hey, it take 9 months. I'll have me in September, baby.
All right, we're gonna roll to the next topic. This one is gonna be pretty interesting. Should athletes get endorsement deals before stepping on the field or court professionally? I'm gonna let y'all start off.
I'm gonna start this one.
Go ahead.
What J. Cole say? I love to see a black man get paid.
That's real.
I love it. But are we putting too much stock into it? That's the thing. I feel like a lot of times you see these guys who obviously they are great high school players, great college players, and probably top 10 athletes are typically the ones who we see getting these type of deals.
Right.
But as we often see, which is the case, these same top 10 athletes, they don't always pan out professionally. Injuries.
That's because there's no exact science, though.
Yeah,
You
obviously it's no translation as to, okay, when you get this many buckets in college, you're gonna get this many buckets in the pros. So obviously that's the case. But I feel like a lot of times we put a lot of stock into these athletes coming straight out of college, unproven, not really unproven because they've proven that they can play on a collegiate level, but a collegiate level and a professional level are two different spectrums, as we all have seen in the past. So I just feel like the biggest thing is that how do we, if we can, put a cap on how much money is too much money for these athletes?
I don't think that's because these same brands that's giving them the money are making money off of them. So you can't cap it. LeBron signed a $90 million deal.
True.
And then went back to high school the next day. What? I mean, if you know, you don't know. It's no, because LeBron could have very well been a bust, and Nike invested that bread. Good for him because
His family gonna eat up.
right, exactly. And then a lot of things. Another point that I feel like people don't think about when we talk about this is some of those brands have these kids years before they know they're gonna sign them through the AAU circuit.
Right.
Like, for instance, like LeBron played for Adidas teams for his whole career, so everybody just assumed he was gonna go with Adidas, but he ended up signing with Nike. But I don't think there should be any kind of cap. I think that those kids, they earn that money.
Yeah, they definitely earn it
at the same time
because of the hours and the time and the amount.
From
of
the company
sacrifice.
standpoint, though, you have to be the first person to pay them, and then you want to pay them good because if not, they're gonna go with your competitor. So if I'm a big brand, I'm gonna try to lock you in, especially if you projected top 5 picks, because depending on what team you land on. Like for instance, Vince Carter, his first deal was with Puma. Puma no big brand really wanted to sign him because they like Toronto's not a big enough market. So it also has something to do with the market. So
Okay, so back to your point where you say top 5 picks. Okay, so every year there's obviously top 5. There's 5 picks that's going to be within the top 5 pick. How do you distinguish between which year I'm gonna sign all 5 of these guys, or is it sometimes there's not a guy within the top 5 pick who's going to be worth a shoe contract?
And actually, the crazy thing is this past draft class was like that because 3 of the top 8 signed with Puma.
Yeah.
Like usually Nike kills the game with top tier athletes like that.
Yeah.
But this year was very different.
Shout out to Puma, shaking up the game. I
didn't get those kicks yet. Those kicks are fire.
I like the fact that it gives guys options. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate the idea that you have to be Nike or Adidas.
That's
it's
it.
like no, like there's other big brands out here who are obviously marketable and who obviously have the cap for signing big name athletes. So shout out to Puma.
And then with the NBA loosening the dress code restriction on sneakers, I think that's also going to play a big role in athletes signing a certain brands.
But J.R. Smith still got a cool tattoo though.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
That's because the NBA not getting paid off the Supreme tattoo.
I guess.
And he did, like Supreme didn't pay him to do that.
That's
like he did that because he liked Supreme. But that's the. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, if the NBA has a contract with Nike, then Nike makes a contract with Supreme to make the sleeves, and they all produce the same stuff. Why can't he wear it in game and get a tattoo? That is that all not connected in some way? Because I know,
but the NBA not getting a cut off that Supreme. That's advertisement for another company that's not paying the team of the NBA.
Yeah.
I think that's why that's a factor.
I mean, if Apple, a Fortune 500 company, can create a commercial and air it during Thanksgiving season and make so much money off of it, why can't the NBA just go ahead and say, all right, let's get in business with Supreme? They represent something good.
But the Supreme they did the collab, the NBA Nike collab, but you got to think of the NBA wanting to associate themselves with certain brands too. Mm-hmm. So they probably want to do just enough to get hype and whatever else and let them do the collab, but do they really want to be tied to this brand for X amount of years or time? So it's a real fine line.
It's all about the money.
Exactly, but I'm happy for all these young guys cashing out on these companies because
they gonna cash out on us anyway.
Exactly. Right.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, they are going to get paid as well.
Yep.
And more.
And a great example of this is putting stock in a player that you don't know how you're gonna pan out. Is Sebastian Telfair. Y'all know that's one of my favorite players. Mm-hmm. Bassie signed like a $12 million deal out of high school with Adidas, and we all know his career really didn't pan out to what they wanted it to be. But it's because of the situation he went to. He went to a Portland team where, if you really look at his stats from his rookie year, he balled, but he just was on Portland, and Portland was trash. That's when the Spurs and the Lakers were running the West.
Yep.
So he just went to a bad situation and he got bounced around. And then Adidas eventually dropped him because he got in legal troubles. But the cool thing about those brands, you invest all this money, but in those contracts, like Jay Williams, motorcycle accident, or Sebastian Telfair getting in trouble with the law, they can very well sever ties with that person and not have to pay them if they don't do what they're supposed to do off the court.
Yep.
So it's a win-win and a lose-lose too, because if you screw up off the court, you lose all this money that you're going to get, and you're a terrible basketball player. So at least, behave off court and just go ahead and ride this money out, because you know that NBA money ain't going to be there.
Yeah, get the money while it's there, because it'll definitely run out. Definitely.
But I think this kind of plays into a topic we talked about a couple shows ago, that I think these brands should be paying these high school athletes too, because the AAU circuit makes so much money too.
Yeah, and they run these kids into the ground.
Yep.
And
you got your ice on for Morgan Park. you know very well about the importance of the AAU circuit and the ties with brands, because Morgan Park is a Jordan school.
Yes.
And
they get always Jordan school either.
They get shoes and everything else, but I guarantee you, if say Morgan Park superstar player goes to a school that's probably Nike or Jordan, is they funnel them into the league, and I think that's another reason why they give them so much money, is because, hey, you've been loyal to us since you were, 14U, 13U, AAU. You've been rocking with the brand, so now we're gonna reward you because you made us money, way back when.
And I know I don't want to get off track, but that ties into another topic that I wish we could talk about. But I forget the rookie's name. Well, he's about to be a rookie in the NFL. What's the Oklahoma's quarterback? You know how they digging up tweets from when he was 14, 15. It's just, to me, I
The
feel like,
Heisman winner?
yeah.
Kyler Murray.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
They digging up old tweets, and to me, it's just like a lot of these brands are investing this money, and they want these kids to be, you know, all great. But when you put that much time and effort into such a young, you know, innocent person,
Because they're still human at the end of the day.
you know, you don't give a chance to
kids.
grow up. You know,
Right.
you have these, you know, 25 and up type expectations. You know, NBA superstar,
14
NFL
years old.
superstar. And you're 14 years
Right.
old.
You
and
want a
people-
microscope.
Right.
Yeah.
People that don't want to see you succeed are going to dig into your past and try to figure stuff out and put it out for the media, make you look like a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, yes, that's great that you invest all that money into your athletes and you give them the contracts and they blow up and they get all this money. But that gives them so much more opportunity to make bad decisions, and that's what.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, especially if you know you're 14 years old and you're a superstar, you gotta, you know, anything you can do. I mean, social media, you can't delete tweets or Instagram posts; they can always find it. So you, I mean, if you know you're a superstar, you gotta carry yourself as such.
And I just know some kids don't got that.
Yeah, that mentality,
shelter, somebody to teach them, that mentor. They just got raw talent, and they got the contract. And they got somebody whispering in their ear telling them do X, Y, and Z, and they still living in that environment. It's just,
And even still, even with a mentor, like you have to think like you're still 13, you're still 14.
Social media, man, is a beast. I'm
is.
so glad social media wasn't out when we were younger because
I mean,
I know some super.
it's not as big as it is now. Like you have kids that are like
Snapchat, dude. Snapchat would have got us in some trouble as kids, man.
man, like it's just things that like we did as children. As children,
Kids aren't allowed to be kids, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's my point.
kids aren't allowed to be kids.
they're not allowed to make mistakes.
Nope.
They're
Like,
I get that some mistakes you don't make. You don't make certain mistakes. But what I'm saying is kids should have the ability to voice themselves and express themselves.
Right.
And if that means venting on social media and saying, you know what, I hate this.
I hate that.
I hate this shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't make them a bad person. It just means that
But-
in that moment of time they were going through something and
But-
something in their life made them feel
take it outside of sports, your future employer can see it. So, all in all, saying negative stuff on social media,
Look at Kevin Hart. He
lost out on millions of dollars because of
I mean, because of something that like we look at it like, okay, he's a comedian, he made a
A joke,
a gay joke. And it's like for me, if he made a joke about black people, I'm gonna laugh because it's funny. Right? But obviously somebody didn't find it funny. And for him, like you said, it comes back and
it cost him a lot of money.
hey, but he's still $1 million man, and he said that he's already apologized for it, so he's like he's not going down that road again.
But just in general, we all should carry. My logic was different when I was a kid. I knew I was going to play college sports to some capacity, and I knew I was going to get a scholarship. So since the beginning of the time, anything bad that I was going to get in trouble for, I'm like, I'm not doing it because my dream is to play college sports. So if it's going to affect me playing college sports, I'm not doing it. Because it was a lot of mischief that I was going to get into as a kid, you know, doing dumb stuff, throwing rocks and eggs and stuff like that. And I didn't do because I'm like, you know what? If my mom find out or I get in trouble, I'm not going to get to play college sports. So I was like on a straight and narrow because I was just paranoid.
Yeah.
So maybe more kids should be paranoid because, I mean, hey.
They need to learn at least, like, this is what I have at stake. This will be fun.
But everybody don't got that mentality, that upbringing, and everything else. So
I know I need to.
Ash.
That's my little cone right now.
Yeah, that was a pretty decent topic though. So
I'm trying to tell you.
shout out to Puma, Nike, Adidas, Reebok, Asics, all y'all companies. Feel free to send us free shoes, free gifts, whatever else. Complex Con Chicago is coming up. So yeah,
Shout out to the man.
reality. Shout out to the brand. Big stuff coming in 2019. Actually, first quarter 2019, I got a big announcement coming up.
Uh-oh.
I can't talk about it until it's official, signed, sealed, delivered. But
We got first dibs, though.
all right, y'all ready to head to the next topic?
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right, for our last and final topic, they talking about some weird stuff off camera.
You know.
The last topic is going to be: do you guys think gun laws should be stricken, loosened, or should they stay the same? Let's start off with Alexis.
Alright, I think that across the northern states, I guess, I don't know if it's the Mississippi line or the Mason-Dixon line. I forget which one it is.
We know the North and the South.
The North and the South. The South needs to revise and reform all gun control laws. I think it's too easy for people to acquire and attain a weapon, either from a gun show, a shop, Walmart, what have you. And statistically, I believe that they have the most violent crimes that impact the country the most. In terms of how, Sandy Hook situation, or South Carolina with the young man who shot up the church, or Oklahoma, the headlines are countless. We don't see that in the northern states. If you look in the southern states where they have more relaxed issues, they may not be a direct correlation, but I do believe there's some connection between the two.
Do you think that's because of the how culturally appropriate guns are in the South compared to the North?
I do, because in the South, like I said, they do hunt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's no issue for people to have a firearm on their person.
Mm-hmm.
It's no issue for people to have, an automatic rifle in their trucks. Not to, stereotype people, but a lot of them have pickup trucks.
That's very stereotypical.
I'm sorry, but I've been in South Carolina, Fort Jackson, Fort Lee, it doesn't matter. A lot of people have pickup trucks, it's no issue, but they have these weapons, and the carnage that you produce with these weapons is very high compared to the northern states. And I think there is a connection. I think there needs to be some type of regulation and some uniformity also, because each state is different.
Yes,
Texas is very different.
I think that's the big thing, is that there is no uniformity across state lines. Like, if gun control was federally mandated rather than state mandated, I believe that we can all see some uniformity, and even if things are skewed or we see more crime here or less crime here in certain places, we can see that it's because of the area and not because of the gun law itself.
That's a whole other issue, and that's why each state does have different laws, because that'd be a whole other thing, because whoever is running, the government, Congress or the Senate, that's who's going to control gun laws.
Yeah, I think that
I don't think that's the best approach to.
But it's probably not the most logical approach, but it would uniformity, because there is no uniformity, you really don't see if the gun laws itself are the problem or if the places where the guns are is the problem.
My favorite movie is Money Talks, and in that movie Chris Tucker says guns don't kill people, stupid motherfucker with guns. So I don't think it's not guns, it's the people with the guns.
Right. But
so I think gun laws should be loosened, if anything, because I feel that a lot of the petty crimes and robberies and all of that happen specifically in Chicago, in Illinois, we have some of the strictest gun laws. I think if these knuckleheads thought twice, like, this person I'm about to try to commit this crime on, if they have a gun, they're going to defend themselves. So I think the crime will go down tremendously if more people express their rights to bear arms.
Yeah, I think that's something that when I say we, I mean people who are from Chicago, people who are from Illinois, like, typically speaking, it's almost taboo to have a gun or to talk about it. Like I was saying, I asked Lex the question earlier, do you think it's because of the culture in the South? I believe that the South has a different culture. Like, guns aren't taboo. It's not something that, let me hide and not, you don't have to talk about it.
They have open carry laws where you can wear it on your hip.
You don't have to talk about it in secrecy. It's not something that we don't speak of at all.
Right.
So I believe that with people, a lot more people should go about having weapons on them, obviously legally, but I don't think that we see that often in the North. Or, I don't want to say the North, but I don't think that we see that a lot in our culture. A lot of people, it's seen as taboo to have a gun. Like, oh, you carry a gun? It's like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm almost like, when people ask me that, I'm like, oh, you not? You know what I mean? Like,
all of us have concealed carry. Both of these gentlemen are military guys, so they're well versed in handling weapons. And I come from a background of military men, so I actually never owned a gun until I was like 22 years old because my parents, I wasn't allowed to play video games with guns. Never had a Nerf gun or a water gun.
I had a water gun, but it was like pink, purple, green. It had a big thing on it that says water gun, super soak. I had the one with the backpack.
But my parents instilled in me from day one, guns are bad.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's part of the culture. They
stressed the importance that guns are not toys. They hurt people.
Right.
And if you have a gun, this is way before, concealed carry was allowed. But they just let me know, like, guns are not good,
And I think that's part of it.
I don't even feel comfortable. I mean, of course I feel comfortable, but I don't like the fact that, I have to have a concealed carry, but I'm doing it to protect myself and my family.
Right.
Because there are knuckleheads out here. But I just think that if more people carry legally, that
it wouldn't be so taboo. Like, it should be as simple as, you know what I'm saying? Like, people having a driver's license, almost. Like, I think that it's comparable. Like, driver's license and having a FOIA card and or concealed carry should be like almost.
But at the same time, everybody shouldn't have it because
everybody can't drive either.
That's very valid. That's a really valid point.
There are people who
they
drive,
have a license,
right? Who drive, but they shouldn't. You're right. We all know that.
And we also know people that have FOIA and concealed carry that
they
also shouldn't.
Yeah, they're just irresponsible. They don't clean their weapons all the time. Don't take care of it. It's like I said, being a responsible gun owner it's a dedication, and it takes someone who is responsible. But at the same time, like, I feel like it shouldn't be taboo. It shouldn't be something that we aren't comfortable with. Like, oh yeah, it should be everyday conversation thing. Because it's not something that is going anywhere. But go back to your point where you say your parents, like, my parents did the same thing to me. Like, I couldn't touch a gun, I couldn't have any cap guns.
I couldn't even play Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, no
I
games with guns.
I didn't get that until like 7th grade. But I was such a mature kid, they're like, you know what? We're gonna let you get this game, but we're still like, they had a long sit down talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 12 years old, almost 13. They like, one is not real.
It's not.
Two, this. I mean, you can get a lot of trouble for people go to jail for life.
Mm-hmm. But I think that comes back to like I said, the culture. The culture is that a young black man having something that resembles a gun in this country is just don't put yourself in that position. I've always been taught that.
One good thing though that I do like is when police run your plates, it shows that you're a concealed carry holder. So that makes me feel a lot more comfortable, traveling, because we all know that that's a really big issue, specifically in the African American communities. Unarmed black men getting gunned down. So I know, my family, and I'm pretty sure y'all families, being young black men, that's a concern. But I do like, that's a good law. I don't know.
I like it. Like you said, it gives the officers the opportunity to know what they're getting into, and on the flip side, you feel more comfortable that they already are approaching you.
Right? They know, right? It's like, they should know.
They should,
of course, but that's a whole other topic.
But like you said, it goes back to that uniformity standard, because not to put his business out there, but my supply sergeant, on the military side, has his concealed carry, he has his weapon on him, and travels as a supply sergeant, from state to state, taking classes or whatever. Because the education you need, full-time Army, it's strenuous. You have to take class after class after class just to keep up with the expectations of the Army. He was in a southern state, and that information doesn't transfer over.
Yeah, because like for Illinois, say for instance you travel out of state lines, you have to concealed carry in Illinois, but
it's only valid in certain states.
It's only valid in I think it's 23 states or something like that. So
in every state you got to transport it a different way.
Yes. So literally while you're driving, the legal thing to do is to carry your weapon, how it states that you can carry your weapon in that state.
Exactly.
Some states have the law where, okay, we recognize Illinois concealed carry permit, but most of the states in the United States don't. So if that's the case, there is no uniformity. You might be in Tennessee for one point, and then you're technically not in Tennessee, you're in Missouri, but they are two different states. So while you may be able to legally carry in Tennessee, you might not be able to legally carry in Missouri. So it's like there is no uniformity. That's how you get caught in these situations where it's like, well, you were illegally carrying. And it's like, yeah, I mean, technically, yes, but like, I carry all the time. What did you want me to take my weapon off my person, put it in the glove compartment, pump my gas, take my gas out, take the gas thing out the pump out, put my weapon back on, then start driving again. That's an entire exchange just for, you know what I'm saying, 10-minute exchange just for knowing and being well aware of your surroundings.
But on the flip side, to be safe and to cover yourself, just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Me personally, if I'm traveling via vehicle, wherever I'm going, I'll look it up.
Yeah. But that's the thing, like if
I'll look it up.
Say you're traveling across 5 states. 3 of the 4,
And that's what he was doing.
3 of the 4 allow they vouch for Illinois concealed carry laws, but 1 of them don't. So for 30 miles of that, technically speaking, if you have your weapon concealed on you in your car, some states allow that and some states don't. So it's like there is no uniformity. It's almost designed to not for the consumer. It's not consumer friendly at all. So
I think if Illinois had the level of comfort that the southern states do, but with our same laws, we'd be just fine.
yeah,
You know, people wouldn't check people wouldn't attempt to rob, people wouldn't attempt to,
I mean, it happened, but I just feel like people be more.
People would be like, okay, Batman symbols up in the sky.
Right.
You know, basically like, if I'm gonna do this with some caution. I'm gonna think of it like 3-4 times before I'm gonna make this decision.
Right.
Because in the southern states, like if I cross these 2 acres in Johnny Boy's farm, and I'm trying to get these corns outside. But if I'm trying to cross over
that part out,
and somebody else's property, I'm gonna think twice. I know he got a high caliber scope on his AR. He can reach out and touch me from 2 acres away.
reach out.
That's a problem.
And touch your soul.
If you're in Chicago and you have those same capabilities, and people understand and are comfortable with those, you think I'm gonna rob you at your crib?
In Illinois, we're not even allowed laser pointers.
No,
we're not allowed suppressors on our weapons.
Scopes either, right?
There's certain things. There's like
Not
a certain
handgun.
yes. There's a certain magnification that you're allowed. So it's like certain things that you're not even allowed on your weapon, and then you go 3 states over to Missouri. Or stay down. This is a touching state, but you go stay down in Missouri, and technically they have completely different laws. Like completely different laws. So I just feel like there is no uniformity. Like
You think that? So uniformity, you think will help?
I think that uniformity would give us a very, very baseline, general way of knowing. Like, you can't say, oh, I didn't know the law, because everybody is held to the exact same standard.
If you have your concealed carry, you should know the law.
Yes.
Like, when you sign them papers, when you get your stuff, you're assumed to know, just like with your driver's license. Oh, I didn't know that I couldn't text and drive. You got your license, so you don't get this ticket because...
Yeah. But also, but with driving compared to concealed carry, like, driving is it's the same everywhere. People don't drive the same everywhere, but
speed limits are different.
Yes,
but the way you can carry your gun is different too.
I guess
That's almost the same. It's almost the same.
Almost. I just feel like if there were some sort of uniformity, it would.
Guns are bad. I don't like guns. I've never liked guns.
But
guns don't kill people. Stupid motherfucker with a gun.
Exactly. So I think that the biggest takeaway is that I don't think gun laws are as strict as they should be, because I believe that there should be more of a background check. There should be more of a mental evaluation as far as who can get guns.
So you think people should take like a psych test?
Yeah.
Before?
Not before every purchase, but there should be like biannual,
But what if
annual.
But what if somebody cool one day, they have a bad experience and they flip out?
That's the risk that we run with still making it tougher, but
Just like somebody having a road rage.
knowing we did our due diligence.
That's fair.
Knowing that we did our due diligence, at least try to stop this from happening.
That's fair.
And every state and every territory got to take the onus and say, I'm gonna make sure each person that has this gun is fully aware and fully capable of what they can do and what they can't do.
But that's what the concealed carry classes and all of that for. If you do your class the way you're supposed to,
But think about it. You got Joe Schmo running your class. You give him X amount of dollars, and he slides you through 40 hours. You knock it out.
that's on him. Then at that point, he's the liability.
Yep, he's also.
And the state needs to check that. They need to get in the
I'm
leads
sure they do.
and figure it out. A lot of people are slipping through the cracks with these concealed carries, and they get away with murder. We don't know that.
With that being said, I appreciate you gentlemen for being a part of this episode. This is my unofficial, official new co-host, Juice. Well, Mark, I'm sorry. You're going by Mark now.
Yeah, I'm going by Mark and saying that to me. It's a new me, y'all. You feel me? I'm back from a sunken place, so.
Alright. Lex, I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Juice, appreciate you.
Thank
you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for more content, more cigars, cocktails, and conversation. Shout out to Cavassier and Rocky Potato Cigars. Catch you guys next time. Thanks.